My name is Dana Curran. I'm the executive director of World Savvy.
There
So I'm a co-founder of World Savvy, so I got involved right in the beginning. In 2002, Madiha Murshid and I were in graduate school together studying international affairs, and we both came from families of educators and did a lot of work in those first 2 years around looking at K-12 education in the U.S. and where and how we were preparing youth for global citizenship. Minnesota is our third expansion site, and bringing the challenge here seemed just like a natural fit. The demographics of Minnesota have shifted rapidly over the last several decades, so this is a very diverse community. It has one of the largest populations of Hmong, Somali, and Liberian refugees outside of those countries, and a lot of these districts are becoming majority-minority districts, and so the diversity of the Twin Cities itself lends itself perfectly to having conversations about these issues. Minnesota is also hugely education-focused. A lot of the community, the individual community members, the corporate and philanthropy sectors are really focused on strengthening education, and people really get involved. And international affairs, internationalism generally is something that Minnesotans are very keyed into. They want to talk about them, they want to dialogue about them, and they see a place for that in their schools. And so it seemed like a very natural spot to expand to. We recruited students in a number of ways. We contacted teachers directly, department heads in social studies departments and various disciplines, and we did presentations directly to students in schools, and then we also went into staff meetings and common planning time for teachers to talk more about how to integrate this program into classroom instruction. I think the impact that the World Affairs Challenge has on students that I can observe both through the process and then today on Challenge Day is that they're more aware of a range of issues and aware of how those issues affect their own lives. And I think aware of their individual connection and responsibility towards affecting change. So a lot of the question and answer sessions, you heard students talking about how they never even knew this problem existed and certainly couldn't make a connection to what they were doing before. So I think that level of awareness and an opportunity that is very impactful to dialogue with community members, adults, sitting across the table and talking about these issues is a really unique opportunity for students. They don't often have an opportunity to come up with solutions that adults are here to listen to and contemplate and discuss with them. So I think that makes a huge impact for them.
And how has the World Affairs Challenge impacted you personally?
Oh, well, I mean, the World Affairs Challenge has impacted me personally because this is my 8th challenge in the 7.5 years we've been around, and I think I've seen just a sea change in terms of how engaged youth are on these issues, and to me that makes me feel really confident and really inspired that the next generation of leadership in the U.S. and globally are going to be really invested in positive, responsible change. So yeah, it's impacted me pretty deeply, I would say. Yes, I think it's incredibly important to educate young people about global affairs, and not just about the issues and the content knowledge, but the skills that will allow them to navigate a really diverse global society once they graduate. So problem solving, critical thinking, teamwork. One of the things we talk about a lot at World Savvy, and it really is true, is that the problems of the 21st century transcend borders, and that these youth as problem solvers, as leaders, when they leave school, are going to be tasked with finding solutions to those problems, and that's going to involve cooperation and collaboration with people who share a lot of different perspectives on the issues. So I think it's a really an incredibly important thing to be teaching in schools. Through the World Affairs Challenge, World Savvy is providing an opportunity for students to learn content knowledge about a critical global issue, to develop skills, problem solving, critical thinking, presentation, and research that allow them to delve deeply into those issues and see the complexities of them. These are not issues that have black and white solutions, and to get comfortable in the gray areas of problem solving around these issues. And maybe most importantly, to understand the myriad of stakeholders that are involved in solution seeking for these kinds of issues. And I think beyond that, World Savvy also recognizes teachers as partners in this, trying to find ways to help integrate this kind of content and skill development into classroom instruction, and really seeing teachers as our partners in doing that. I think that's how we work to affect change. To me, being a global citizen is a self-awareness about your own individual worldview and the things around you that impact it and what has influenced it, and a desire to learn and gain knowledge about all those things within your community, outside your national borders, that happen in other countries and other cultures, and to understand further their interconnections. So I think the definition of a global citizen is to really, in a very whole way, understand what your individual impact is on broader global society. I also think that global citizenship is about feeling responsible for something other than yourself, for something other than the immediate community around you that you can see and touch and taste and feel. And so I think that programs like this and global education as a whole help to develop the knowledge and the skills and the values and attitudes that help to develop that sense of responsibility